Good evening and welcome to our late edition of American Football. Tonight we bring you a game featuring two teams who can play and beat the best. The Miami Dolphins versus the Indianapolis Colts from Miami, Florida. Both these teams came into this game 4-4 and in recent weeks have achieved the rare distinction of beating the Cincinnati Bengals in the jungle. Unfortunately, they have also shown inconsistencies. The Dolphins gave the Jets their only win of the season, and last week, the Colts lost to the 3-5 New England Patriots. So at the midway point of the season, this game is as close to a do-or-die match as you'll find, as the loser could find themselves out of the race for the AFC title. On a slightly cloudy day at Joe Robbie Stadium, both teams looked tentative on their first drives. We pick up the action with the Colts in possession. It's first down and 10 at their own 29-yard line. Our commentators are Bill Walsh and Dick Enberg.
Albert Bentley twisting but unable to get anything. John Offerdahl, twice a Pro Bowler out of Western Michigan, coached by Jack Harbaugh.
Well,
for the Broncos, and he is now in the starting lineup again.
Well, he's in the starting lineup. This will be his third game. He played 3 quarters last week, 6 plays the week before that. Now, he is the moving force in the Miami defense. He hasn't been in not so much physical shape, but football shape. He indicates that he just needs to spend more time as the season progresses, feeling blockers and seeing the ball. So far, he's just been one-dimensional, seeing the ball and getting blocked.
Trudeau on 2nd and 9. Good protection down the middle, incomplete to Risen. Covered by Rodney Thomas. I want to go back to that point about seeing the ball. Offerdahl looking for the ball to make the tackle, and you have to feel them in trying to block you. Is that what you're saying?
Well, there are blocking combinations, Dick, that you know and understand. And so as a play develops, you have a good idea who's about to block you. In this case, he's playing man-to-man in this case and being pass protected on. He had a man to cover. He was sort of moving forward to cover him. But the blocking pattern you have to recognize and meet the blocker with the proper shoulder and the proper arm, but see the ball. Don't lose track of that football. That's where he's having problems. That's why there are training camps to develop that 6th sense again.
3rd down and 9. Shotgun Trudeau. Underneath, intercepted. Yes, Jarvis Williams at the 25 and down to the 15. Kevin Call made the tackle. First down, Miami. His first interception of the year. Miami has not done well in picking him off. That's only the 6th for the team.
Well, Williams played in a lurk position. You see him come up inside from a safety position. So sitting deep, he moved forward as Trudeau stepped to throw the ball, and Trudeau didn't account for him at all. And that's been Jack's problem as a quarterback.
21-yard return for Williams. Here comes Sammy Smith. Oh, he was running seriously. And has a 1st and goal for the Dolphins.
I'd say that was Sammy Smith's best run of the year. And there wasn't an awful lot to it, except when he hit the hole, he had great body lean, and he broke through people and fell forward for the extra 5 yards. This is what Don Shula expected from him. And let's hoping that this is an omen in a sense, because thus far he hasn't gotten it until really this play. He's going to get more chances.
226-pounder from Florida State. Marino makes sure he's back there. And he gets the call, and Smith is at the goal line. Touchdown. Nope, wait a minute. I thought I saw the linesman on the near side raise his hands. He got him halfway up and gave the safe sign and then dropped him back down. Not quite in, apparently.
It looked like from our position he was in, but I'm sure there'd be a replay if the officials thought he scored from upstairs. There's our handoff. He cuts back nicely. Good body lean coming into it. We lose track of him. But he slashed into that hole. These 2 runs give you the feeling that Sammy Smith may be for real. And it has been a real disappointment.
He dives, and he's not in again. So Smith slammed right at the goal line on back-to-back efforts. It'll be 3rd and goal. Michael Ball was the man who came up over the top from the secondary for the Colts.
Now, if they can just get it in even by inches here, at least they've established that they can rush for a touchdown.
Sometimes Marino, even this close in, will go to that tight end on a pass.
Now, he's had any number of quick little play passes from this position. Here it is.
Cannot hit. Jim Jensen, his all-purpose back. Mike Pryor was on the coverage.
Well, that's an absolute lack of confidence in the running game. This play is a typical sprint-out pattern with a little fake, pretty good protection. He wants to throw the ball, but the receiver gets bumped inside near that goal line. It happens often.
Well, the ball right there on the goal line, and now they have to settle for a disappointing 3. Stoyanovich, the rookie for Miami, knocks it through. That's 8 in a row, but the fans listen to them. They didn't like that. They wanted Don Shula to go for the 7.
So the Dolphins settle for 3 points. We rejoin the action at the start of the Colts' next drive. It's first down and 10 at their own 31-yard line.
That's Boyer in motion. Bentley running right. Good leg power, and he has about 10 out to the 41-yard line.
Well, that's a good example of Miami not meeting blockers physically along the line of scrimmage and getting knocked sideways, knocked out of there. They don't get rid of blockers very well defensively. Their defensive ends tend to be knocked back and twisted sideways, and their safeties haven't been supporting. So you combine those things, and people are getting extra 3 and 4 yards per rush.
But it wasn't always that way. It has been recently. How about back in the glory days of the 70s?
Well, Don's had great defenses. Don Shula is obviously to everyone one of the great coaches of all time, and he's had great defenses. But these people just don't play as physical as his teams of the past did.
Bentley able to vault for the first down to the 44. Offerdahl makes another tackle for Miami. The Bonacane teams defensively, they
great.
hit you.
Oh, just great, Dick. They intimidated people. You hated to come to Miami playing in that Orange Bowl, which, by the way, may have been more of a factor for the Dolphins than Joe Robbie Stadium. The Orange Bowl was intimidating. The crowd was closer, especially on one end. The noise, the din of the noise, and the entire atmosphere, the weather made it brutal to come down here and play. Well, times have changed. Times have really changed.
This is a bigger stadium farther from the field to stand, so there isn't quite the noise. Trudeau on first down. Throws underneath to Bill Brooks, and Brooks has about 10 to the Miami 47-yard line.
Stat attack. Stat attack.
Don Shula has been head coach at both today's teams. From 1963 to 69, he was head coach of the then Baltimore Colts. In 1970, he became head coach of the Dolphins.
Second and short again for Trudeau, so it's Bentley. Good straight arm, but it doesn't work. What a tackle made by E.J. Jr., number 54. Offerdahl there to back him up, but it was Jr. who fought off the straight arm and dropped Bentley for a loss.
Jr. still has ability, that original ability. Now he's still effective, sort of a venerable football player in a sense, but he can make individual plays. I would worry about him a little later in the game. He may tire somewhat.
Boyer in motion. Trudeau over the middle to Boyer, and he's got a first down and more to the 33-yard line. Barry Krause makes the tackle.
Boyer just released against a zone defense. Linebackers dropped, and he simply had to split the people up the field. You see linebackers working outside. He works right in between them. They don't identify him because he's coming in motion, and they don't see it quickly enough.
Well, they don't throw to those tight ends or H-backs very often. That's only the 4th catch of the year for Boyer, and Pat Beach with one today has a total of 6.
Well, Meyer likes Boyer. He's a skillful player. He's got excellent skills in the blocking, a very determined player, and he's just a good, solid performer, again, against the zone.
Bentley, a good receiver, is inside the Dolphin 20, another first down. Offerdahl, who's been very busy, makes another tackle, assisted by Jarvis Williams. 15 more yards for the Colts.
Well, the Colts are just splitting the zones every time, and Miami has a history of playing a soft zone defense. What we're going to get is a little hesitation here, then a late release right between retreating people, and you'll just see a big hole in the defense. Just a little late release by Bentley. Up he comes, no one there.
So trailing 3-0. 3 minutes left in the opening quarter. The Colts on their deepest drive. Bentley. There's a good solid hit by Jeff Cross, number 91, the defensive end from Missouri. with Boza, John Boza injured. Cross took over that defensive right end spot, has 7 sacks to lead Miami. Now that Boza has returned, he has moved from the right side to the left. They don't want to fool with Cross, who has been really a solid player.
Got a blitz.
Throw is incomplete to Bentley.
That should have been a completed pass from the standpoint that Trudeau had to know there was a blitz. His man in motion brought a safety right along the line of scrimmage with him, indicating naturally that the safety leaves the middle, it's going to be a blitz.
It's a blitz when defenders, often linebackers or safeties who usually cover passes, rush the quarterback, causing last-minute blocking adjustments for the offense.
The Colts have not had great success on 3rd down. The throw is way off mark, not even close. Andre Rison was the intended receiver, and so the Colts drive stalls, and in comes Dean Biasucci to try the field goal. It'll be 36 or 37 yards. Biasucci, like his counterpart, Stojanovic, coming into the game, missing only 3 all year, 12 out of 15.
Well, you can see the difference. Miami had the ball on the 1-foot line and had to kick a field goal. The Colts make a drive like this, and they can get the same kind of 3 points.
And Biasucci's aim is just good enough. It slides through the right side, and the game is tied at 3.
Welcome back. Early in the second quarter, Indianapolis kicker Dean Biasucci missed a 48-yard field goal, which would have given the Colts the lead. We rejoin the action at the start of the Dolphins' next drive. It's 1st down and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
Sammy Smith on 1st down picks up a couple of yards. Don Shula, great coach of the Dolphins, the 2nd winningest coach in National Football League history, and he has very definite eyes on the all-time mark of George Halas, and it figures that Shula, who started at a young age as the head man at Baltimore when the Colts were there, is going to beat Halas's 325.
Well, he's not saying much about it, but I'm sure he has that in mind. Don expects to coach for a number of years. He's not looking to do anything else.
Smith again, and he's out to the 38 or 39-yard line. Just a look at the all-time wins by coaches. Of course, Tom Landry was in 3rd place before retiring. 325, the great head man up in Chicago. Then Shula 281, then Landry 270, Lambeau and Chuck Noll. By the way, the Dallas Cowboys, every win in the history of their franchise, the head coach was Tom Landry.
Right, that's right. Well, Shula, 5 more years at, let's just say, 10 wins a year, will break it. He may have to go 6 or 7 years, but he should be able to break that record.
Boy, what a throw. Now, that was the quick trigger release of Dan Marino. It appeared that he almost threw that ball right off his number 13. Barely took the ball back in his arm, Rock, and then fired the bullet for a 1st down.
Really a remarkable player. If you spoke of a quarterback using the word explosive, it wouldn't make sense, but in this case it does. That arm is explosive as it shoots forward.
He's looking for a couple of touchdowns that would move him up to a tie and number 11 all-time in NFL touchdown passes, and almost has an interception there. It was trapped by Chris Good. Didn't quite get his hands underneath the ball for the interception, although he argues that he did. The pass intended for Duper. I think Marino was throwing it away and almost found Good stealing it. Marino 2 for 7 passing, only 18 yards. Here comes a blitz, picked up nicely, and wide open is Jensen, and a 1st down at the Dolphin, or make that the Colt 41-yard line. Jim Jensen, old Crash from Boston University. You had him in a bowl game when he was at Collegiate as a quarterback.
He was our 2nd quarterback behind Neil Lomax. But here's his pattern right from this wingback spot. He'll just break out. He's big and strong. He works extremely well against linebackers. He has that size and all that experience, not a lot of speed. You see the break, he just completely loses his man, catches the ball, then falls forward. But he was a good quarterback from Boston, but we had Neil Lomax in the Senior Bowl. He didn't play a down.
Sammy Smith twisting for an extra yard or two, and the crowd appreciates that. A gain of nearly 7. Jensen at practice the other day, I understand, said you either ruined his career or you helped his career by not playing him.
Well, in a sense, I think we helped it. I think the more exposure he had at quarterback, the less his chances would have been. He naturally doesn't have a Marino-type arm, but what a guy. He's a bright guy, a resourceful person, and he's become a real pro.
Draw play, Smith running into his own man, and then Dwayne Bickett wrapped him up close to a first down. He'll be shy about a yard.
Stat attack. Stat attack.
In the AFC, after 8 weeks play, the #1 ranking for total offense belongs to the Buffalo Bills. However, Cincinnati is the #1 rushing team, and the #1 passing attack belongs to Miami.
Third down, a short 2.
2 tight ends. Now Jensen is the flanker close to the tight end.
Smith, good hole, and he shows second effort again and a first down. Now the crowd appreciates the way Smith is running.
Well, this is his first real successful game thus far as running and getting some room to maneuver. He's running with good power. He's making good judgments. And I'm sure that Don Shula can see some hope right at this moment.
Well, as Bill pointed out, no Dolphin has rushed for as many as 60 yards all season. And Smith about to send it beyond that mark the way he's going. 35 yards already in the first half. First down, 3 all tie, 6.5 minutes left in the second quarter. Marino underneath to Jensen. He's hit immediately at the 25-yard line, no fumble.
Jensen has this little quick mincy steps that he takes for a big man, and he can really change direction and maneuver in very small spaces. It's a big, rangy guy, excellent against linebackers. You can see that coming all the way. The same play he'd done earlier. So Jensen will be, I suppose, the rest of his career catching those short passes on third down. And by the way, Miami has an excellent third down combination of conversions.
50%,
yeah, 50%.
Yeah, they said he didn't have the ball long enough. Incomplete the pass. 2nd and 10. Smith on a draw. And a flag goes down. As the Colts have learned, they're going to have to bring several blue shirts and put some helmets on Smith. One man isn't going to bring him down. Oh, face mask.
Face mask.
Incidental contact with an opponent's face mask draws a less severe penalty than if it were intentional.
So it's 2nd and inches. And Smith barrels off the right side for a first down inside the 15-yard line. John Hand made the tackle.
Well, that was an excellent job. Mark Dennis, coming back, playing his first game, did an excellent job there, a good job. And Galbraith, both the right guard and right tackle, pushed their men off the line of scrimmage. Smith hit that thing with power.
They say his knee down right at the 15-yard line. 5.5 minutes show. First half here in southern Florida. Miami trying to break a 3 all time. Marino has his team with a first down at the 15 using the fullback Smith, and he gives it to him again. Gets a couple of yards. 54, Jeff Herod from Mississippi. Boy, what a game he had last week against New England. 19 tackles. He's the #1 tackler. Herod, 54. And he likes it when people say, gee, you're built just like Mike Singletary, 6 feet tall, 246. He says, I sure like to play like Singletary.
Well, he plays well enough. He's certainly an adequate professional. He's got ability. Between Herod and Young inside, 2 fine linebackers. Outside, Banks and Bickett, excellent football players. That's why Ron Myers is frustrated, because they should have a better record. They are physically a real contender.
Marino looking for 6. Clayton, touchdown! The Dolphins take the lead as Clayton has his 5th touchdown reception of the year, and Dan Marino, that gives him career-wise number 208, one less than Jim Hart, the former Cardinal great, number 11 all time. It's 10-3 Miami. Good patience by Marino on that touchdown throw.
Well, we can't see the receivers, but we see Marino moving, waiting, then drilling the ball.
And right over the top of 2 Colts for the score.
So the Dolphins regain the lead. As we rejoin the action, the Colts are in possession. They have a 3rd down and 3 at their own 22-yard line.
Uh-oh! Trudeau kicks it out of the end zone. That'll be a safety for Miami. And the Dolphins lead 12-3 and will get the ball on the free kick.
Well, Ray Donaldson's snap was too high. He had a man on his nose. I'm sure he wanted to pass protect against him, but look at that snap, completely over Trudeau's head.
Now, Trudeau actually had time, as did Bentley, to pick it up, but they didn't know how close Miami's defenders were. Actually, you see how late Miami was getting to the ball. They were 15 yards behind, but there was no way for either of the Colts to know that, and it's Miami getting 2 more.
So another Colts error extends the Dolphins' lead. Without Eric Dickerson, Indianapolis just isn't the same team. Many people around the NFL are asking if it will be Marion Campbell, the Falcons head coach, who will be the next coach fired. Personally, I believe it should be Ron Meyer. He has a solid defense, especially with the additions of Banks and Young, and his offense can be productive. I blame the team's inconsistencies on bad coaching, specifically on Ron Meyer. Fortunately for him, I don't hire and fire the coaches, so he will be back for the second half. And so will we after this break.
Dolphins get the ball first to open the second half. And Biasucci drives it deep into the end zone. Reeves will take the touchback, and Miami opens at the 20-yard line. Reviewing the scoring of the first half, Jarvis Williams, after an interception and return to the Colts 14. Stojanovic hit an 18-yard field goal when Miami could not punch it in twice from the 1-yard line. Then Biasucci answered for the Colts with a 36-yard field goal to tie it at 3. In the second quarter, Biasucci missed from 48. Then Marino capped a 70-yard drive with a perfect 13-yard bullet to Mark Clayton for a score 10-3, and then center Ray Donaldson's high snap over Trudeau's head went through the end zone, and a safety for Miami, 12-3 at the half. Marino underneath. Big tight end Farrell Edmonds has his first catch of the game and his 20th of the year. 6 yards on the play.
Everybody's waiting for Farrell Edmonds to come alive. He's a great athlete. He has outstanding speed for his size. He's somewhat inconsistent. With that great talent, he's going to have to come alive. Don Shula feels he just has to demonstrate more instincts, but they have to start throwing him the ball to develop those instincts. So here's a talent that's not being utilized at its best thus far in his career.
What are they doing here? The officials are in that huddle, and has he got too much stickum on his hands, or? Yeah, looking for the Lester Hayes rule there.
Well, in this kind of weather, this humidity, that's when you'd use it. But it's become, a few years ago, illegal.
2nd down and 4. Edmonds, Kellen Winslow style. That was his idol. He wears his number. 6'6" and 252. Quick hitter by Sammy Smith. Look at him drag the tackler to the 44-yard line.
Well, that can be the difference. Sammy Smith having his best game as a professional. That's his best single play that we're looking at. He breaks off the block on the linebacker. He spins and moves. Good instincts. Great athletic ability. He's a fine inside runner, at least today. But averaging 2.8 until today, this may be a breakthrough for Sammy, but also the Dolphins. They can get another dimension to their football.
61 yards, most by any running back for Miami all year. Quickie. And another first down as Fred Banks takes it to the Colts 44.
What a delivery by Marino. That thing just shoots off his arm. It's just explosive. And it gets there before even the receiver can adjust, but certainly the defensive back has no chance the way he drills that ball in there.
Well, he was an infielder and was drafted by the Royals, and he has an infielder's arm, that real quick get the ball in and out of the glove and fire to first.
Sure does it.
Now the Dolphins leading 12-3, open with a couple of quick first downs, and they're in Indianapolis territory at the 44. The give this time is to Ron Davenport, and the veteran from Louisville staggers for about 8, maybe 9 yards before Jeff Farad can trip him up.
Davenport has been released and not claimed, and now has come back to the Dolphins. They've been through 4 running backs already this year, and so we're seeing Davenport, who sort of it has been the highlight of his career was some time ago, and we're seeing Smith, a raw rookie. It's all they have to work with, but they're taking apart a supposedly strong defense.
Davenport's first carry worth 9 yards. Smith back in and may have picked up the yard for the first down. It'll be close. John Hand at number 78 got there quickly, as did number 56 Fred Young.
Well, Hand is 6'7", 300 pounds. He's been a real factor, an imposing factor in this defense all year. That entire group, Armstrong, Thompson, Hand, they're going to have to come alive. They're going to have to start defeating the man in front of them.
3rd and 1 as Edmonds and Kinchin, a pair of tight ends, will bookend the line, and Jensen is the wing on the left. Give it to Smith. It'll be very close. It appears they've marked it inside the 34. That'd be a first down. Sammy Lee Smith, who enjoys bowling and fishing. Those bowling balls make great sinkers, I understand.
Well, Smith simply took a short yardage playoff tackle. Chip Banks, who's just joined the team, missed the tackle at that point. Then his power took him the distance. He's going to get excellent blocking up front. But we have a missed tackle by Chip Banks. He meets the tight end right there. Didn't keep his head up. On the other hand, Banks has been playing very effectively since joining the team.
It is a first down for Miami. Well, the Colts now with a lot of Pro Bowl stars when you look at that linebacking core. Fred Young, Dwayne Bickett, Chip Banks.
Rod's been playing well. You can take individuals and you can see very, very solid plays, very solid efforts, but as a team, they have lacked the continuity. And this, as I've been saying, I guess I'm beating a dead horse in a sense, but they are going to have to come alive in the next 20 minutes.
Fred Banks on the sidelines gets 11 yards. He's the speediest, believe it or not, of all the Dolphin receivers, faster than Duper, who was a class sprinter in college. This guy can run a 4.25. Went to Liberty College. That's where Sam Rutigliano is coaching now and doing very well, thank you.
I think he's undefeated. It's a fine coach. There'll be job openings, and I'm sure people are going to be looking at Sam Rutigliano if he'd be interested in rejoining the NFL.
Yeah, I understand there might be a job opening in New York with the Jets. Smith to the 18-yard line. Harad and Bickett there for the tackle. Had any phone calls lately from
no calls.
Eastern Time 212
no
zone?
No calls. I'm waiting to have my epaulets torn off with NBC.
I don't think that's going to happen. 67 yards now for Smith. And he comes out, and the fans like what they've seen today.
And in goes Jim Jensen. We'll look for Jim Jensen in this situation. He's a wing back on the offensive right.
2nd and 6.
There's
there
Jensen.
He is. You called it, Coach. First down at the 11. Fred Young made the tackle. 9 more yards for Crash Jensen.
sort of a stylish guy in his own sense. He's going to come up the field, work to the inside, a play fake going in the opposite direction, and there he is. He's Dick, he's broken up the field 5 and broken out about 7 or 8 times today. He's yet to be covered.
3 catches for Jensen to give him 31 for the year. And they can make a first down without a touchdown, barely. So they've got the full 10. Smith. Good effort by John Hand, who used his hand to grab Smith and then with that 300 pounds pull him down.
Showed real activity on that one. He's a solid pro. He's got that size and that range. He should be able to defeat an offensive tackle with that size and that height, because you get leverage extending into the tackle with that 6'7" height.
Remember his talking to us about his love for another B at Bama, Paul Bear Bryant, who recruited him. He was in the last recruiting class, and how he admired the great coach Bryant at the University of Alabama. Deflected at the line of scrimmage, and he had a man open, Ron Davenport, but charging through was Chip Banks, number 51, to get a hand on it. And Banks slow getting up. Athletic move by him, and
well, Chip is over the tight end. He's going to blitz, and Dan Marino is going to want to throw the ball over the top, but Banks blocks the ball along the way. We've got what we call a hot receiver, which is going to be Davenport the back, but Banks is a fine enough athlete to go up and get it. Looks like he strained his back. Now, he's had back problems early in his career.
Chip Banks left under his own power. Look at the perspiration. You think it isn't uncomfortable for the athletes? That uniform with all the pads and everything else soaking around the neck and shoulders. 3rd and 9 from the 10 for Marino. Jensen moves to his left. You saw Harrod move over. Apparently he has a man for man. Marino guns. Touchdown. Andre Brown.
Marino indicated before the game, visiting about the game plan, that the Colts are very predictable in the 3rd down situations, or in these situations they go man-to-man underneath the 2 safeties, and that was a semi-pick play with Brown coming underneath and a drilled pass thrown in there.
Brown's first catch of the day, and it's his 3rd touchdown, a free agent pick out of Miami of Florida, overlooked by the other NFL teams with all the talent the Canes have possessed at that position. Stojanovic adds the extra point, and the Dolphins build their lead to 19-3.
Well, Brown is going to come underneath this throw right here, and the ball is going to be drilled in by Marino with a spectacular throw and a very, very good concentrated catch right up underneath. Watch the traffic in that catch.
13. And Marino has touchdown pass 209.
After the kickoff, the Colts moved the ball down to the Miami 35-yard line, where this Trudeau pass is picked off by Dolphins safety Jarvis Williams. His 2nd interception of the day, giving Miami the ball on their own 37-yard line. But that turnover didn't prove costly, as 5 plays later, with the ball on the Colts 13, Sammy Smith pops one up, giving the ball back to Indianapolis on their own 15-yard line. But the Colts couldn't take advantage of this turnover either, and that's the way the 3rd quarter ended. Colts 3, Dolphins 19.
Stat attack. Stat attack.
The Dolphins and the Colts first met in 1970, and they've played each other 38 times in the regular season. Miami lead the series 26-12.
We open the 4th quarter. Dick Enberg with Bill Walsh. And the Miami Dolphins have a comfortable lead. Schwades, 15. Oh, what a block at the 20, and down he goes at the 21-yard line. Marino on first down. His tight end fumbles the ball, and the Colts have it. Farrell Edmonds had it just pulled right out of his grasp, and Jeff Herrod was in there to make the play. He knocked it free, and I believe Donnell Thompson was the man who came up with it.
Well, Edmonds did everything right, but hold on to the ball. He came out late on his pass pattern. Here he comes up right here, and he's got the ball well. He runs tough, but then doesn't hold on to the ball. This is the problem, and Don Shula is very sensitive to it because he has a great athlete there. Great athlete, but is not consistent. I hope, and I'm sure Don does, that he learns from each one of these kind of plays.
So that's the third fumble by Miami. 2 by Smith, 1 by Edmonds. All a result of the player not protecting the ball. So the Colts take possession and are driving deep in Miami territory. It's 2nd down and 8 on the Dolphins' 13.
Bentley hit in the backfield. Jeff Cross. And it appeared they were king on Bentley that play.
Well, that's the second time I've seen Cross get underneath Chris Hinton. And we've said everything positive we could say about Chris, but Cross has gotten underneath him twice now. Right here, Hinton loses him, and he makes the play behind the line of scrimmage. Hinton just steps for a little bit of position, and there it is right there.
A loss back to the 15. It's 3rd and 9. Oh, my. That had no chance of being completed. There were 2 Dolphins there. Rodney Thomas, one of them, and Brooks hadn't even looked for the ball yet when it arrived.
Trudeau does not look as poised as he did a few weeks ago when we watched him really get his first start and play very well, beating Buffalo. That ball was thrown so prematurely, it had no chance.
Biasucci in to try a field goal that would get the Colts within 2 touchdowns, 19-6 if successful, and he's made 11 in a row inside the 40. This one will be 33 yards. And the wind floating that to the right, but a solid kick by Biasucci. So the fumble recovery leads to 3 points. Miami still in front, 19-6. We'll be back. "12 minutes to go. The Dolphins lead 19-6. Only 2 touchdowns in the game. Both Dan Marino passes. One to Clayton and one to rookie Andre Brown. And the Colts held to just a pair of field goals.
They're going to have to come up with a defensive play. They've got the personnel to do it, but the Colts are going to have to get another turnover quickly.
Very short kick. Reeves on the run, and it takes him right out of bounds at the 19-yard line. Mark Clayton in motion, and Sammy Smith. He draws a crowd.
Sammy's going to have to learn to carry the ball at this point without any possibility of a fumble, because they're going to be reaching for it. It's really the only chance that Indianapolis has now is to get a turnover quickly so they can get in the end zone and tighten this game up. That really wasn't enough. That field goal just wasn't enough to break this game open.
85, Mark Duper there in the center of your picture without the helmet. Caught one pass and then sprained an ankle. We have not seen him this half. He's on his feet, so it's not serious, but he has not played. Sammy Smith now with 97 yards rushing. Boy, to get over the century mark will be something for the Dolphins, and he's got it on this run. And he's got a first down all the way to the 37. Standing ovation for Sammy Smith.
Well, people are being blocked all over the field. The entire offensive front just dominated their man, so Smith had a chance to go just about anywhere he could.
114 yards now for Smith. Been 2 years since a back has gotten 100. Freddie Banks right at the yardsticks. appears to have another first down at the 47-yard line. Chris Good, the Colt defender. Sammy Smith, he has now announced that he's part of this National Football League team. Came into the game 167 yards and only 2.8 yards per carry. Wants to start a recreation center, he told you, down in his little town here in Florida.
It must be a small town. Their recreation was going out and finding gators and chasing them in their motorboat.
Yeah, he was serious. He said that's what they do is for fun, huh? Chase gators.
They'd come up to one, I guess, sleeping on the bank, prod it with a stick.
Right.
When it would go in the water, they'd hit their throttle on their motorboat, and it would be a race. So I don't know, that's recreation. There's a little excitement to it, I'm sure of that.
That's not just a lot of crocodile, are you giving me here, is it?
You know, laugh a minute.
It's a first down for Miami at the 50. And here comes the Gator man. He's got 5 more before Harvey Armstrong can yank him down.
Well, it was well suited, Dick, for this style of offense because he's a big, powerful back running inside, and that's just what you need with their kind of passing because he can run the draws well. He will soon. He can run traps well inside, and then he can be the kind of person that would dominate a game in the later stages when they have the lead.
And that's the point. Here there's an exact time where 9.5 minutes to go. You've got the lead. You want that big back that you'll use the 3 downs, but get the first down. Get another first down. Chew up the time.
I don't think Miami's done this for a number of years. Control the ball running in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, he's that Larry Zonka element that paid so many dividends for. Oh, another fumble. And as soon as Sammy Smith gets the plaudits, laurels, he coughs it up again. That's 2 now, and exactly what you were saying, Coach, almost a premonition that the youngster was a little careless in the way he was handling the ball. That one was right off the handoff.
Well, visiting with him, he said he's shocked how fast everybody is. He's shocked how hard they all hit. Now, he's in pretty good condition here. He's looking at his blocking rather than feeling the ball. Now, that handoff was a little high. It'd have to have been. But he was looking up the field and not concentrating on taking the handoff.
So yet another turnover by the Dolphins, but again the Colts are unable to take advantage of it. So after an exchange of punts, the Colts have the ball back. It's 3rd and 3 on Miami's 37.
Underneath the Bentley and thrown behind Albert Bentley as Jeff Cross pressuring Trudeau.
The quality of quarterbacking was a little different, too.
Oh, my.
Well, I think the level of competence in the Super Bowl, naturally, they're the 2 best teams in football compared to this. The Colts yet to get the chemistry together. I think, in a sense, it's the chemistry. As you know, Dickerson was very, very almost belligerent about his team after they lost last week. And Ron Meyer had to reprimand Dickerson for talking about the rest of the team. So all of this chemistry, personal kind of thing is starting to show up.
4th down, they need the yardage, and they get it. Bentley, boy, there's been a bright spot, if any on this day, and Ron Meyer says that's what we need, and Bentley delivers the big play down to the 11-yard line, a 26-yard gain. Hobley made the tackle. And
Bentley again demonstrates that he's a versatile player, he's a poised player.
And he may have just run out of gas, and when this hot, humid day being so busy, involved dramatically in every play, he just needs a breather and gets it at the 2-minute timeout.
Bentley just broke out and then back into the middle. It took Oliver to come from this part of the screen to make the stop, but he was beating his man to man. That's well done, and it's unfortunate it might not have done earlier. You see, he beats his man. Nice catch, nice concentration. There's the stop. Again, he breaks tackles up the field. Now, he's a football player. He could play for any team at any time. And he's been in the shadow of Eric Dickerson and patiently and quietly waiting his shot.
You see the numbers for Bentley. 159 yards total receiving and rushing in the game. First down at the 11, 2 minutes to go. Trudeau to Brooks. Brooks gets out of bounds. That was a short gain of 3, but Brooks using his head as well as his legs and power to drag the tackler to the sidelines and stop the clock and save a timeout. Casual observer, no pads on. We're not going to see any emergency play from number 29, Eric Dickerson.
these are the times when the superstar can help you win it or come back, or the superstar can hurt you. As of a week ago, Eric was being very, very difficult about his team and his chances, and he said he's tired of carrying the load. He's tired of everybody asking him why the team doesn't win.
Not exactly up there cheering Bentley on, is he? Trudeau, plenty of time. Throws underneath to Risen. Risen can't get in. Makes a fine move. He does get in. I beg your pardon. Oh, my.
Well, that demonstrated he's a football player, and he's what they thought he would be. In the draft, they had him ranked as the 8th best player in the country. They got him in the 22nd pick. It looks like a great pick. And there's great instinctive, natural ability. Trudeau had a lot of time to decide, made a good decision, but watch this open field running, this balance and agility, and the instinct to know almost, those are the kind of things you learn as a youngster in a playground, just almost sensing where other people are.
That may be as fine a 7-yard touchdown pass as you'll ever see. What a run. That last one was a cut above. Andre Rison. Try for point by Biasucci and a high snap, well handled by Stark, and that leaves the Indianapolis Colts within 6. And what a play, a big league play by Andre Rison. That was 1 against 5, and he gets the touchdown. Now, the Colts, with 1 minute and 42 seconds left, 2 timeouts remaining. What do you do here? You got onside kick it, or do you kick it deep and try to use the timeouts and hope you can hold them?
Well, you're right at the borderline with just 2 timeouts. You're going to get the ball just with seconds left. Now you see, up the field, he's just waiting right here. Now when he catches the ball, you know he's using the telestrator, couldn't keep up with him. There's one, he spins off, comes inside. He's making good players miss him. And then this effort to lean over the top.
Can you reverse that in the tape? Can you just take that run and reverse it back, and we watch it go backward? Let's just see what had John Fratsis and John Gonzalez. Let's see this little magic.
Brilliant producer with Gonzalez, the gifted
easy,
director.
Bill, easy. Now stop it right in here. Look at, count the white. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 men, and 1 blue guy to block for you there.
Look at this.
Upfield.
After the kickoff, the Dolphins have the ball. It's 3rd and 5 on their own 12. The Colts have no timeouts left.
Marino and the Dolphins, who come out with 4 wide receivers, interestingly, and Marino in the shotgun. Is this that Jim Jensen draw? Yes, it is. That seemed to be the obvious play, but the Colts were surprised by it. And they get a first down, and that'll be the end of the game. That's really hard to believe.
So a big win for the Dolphins, who stay within reach of the Buffalo Bills. I know Don Shula will be happy with the way his defense bounced back from the bad game last week. When we come back from this break, we'll have the rest of the results from today's games, so don't go away. Welcome back. Last week, we saw the Bears break a 3-game losing streak when they beat the Rams, and we round up this week's results, starting with their game against their division rivals, the Green Bay Packers. In recent years, this game has been an easy win for the Bears, but going into today's match, they have only won 1 of their last 4 games, and they have uncertainties at the quarterback position, where Jim Harbaugh started in place of Mike Tomczak. All this, on top of an improved Packers team, gave every indication that this would be a close game, and it was. But it was Mikowski, the Packers quarterback, that made the difference as he connected with Sterling Sharp with 32 seconds left to give Green Bay the victory, 14-13. The Bucs are coming off their worst defensive effort of the year. Last week they conceded 56 points to the Bengals. Today they face the Browns defense, which has the fewest points scored against them in the NFL. Lars Tate opened to scoring for the Bucs. This leap capping an 80-yard drive from the kickoff. Rookie Eric Metcalf soon replied for the Browns as they began to dominate.
Kozar has his man, Metcalf. Metcalf to the 5. Nice move. Touchdown. Pass is intercepted again. touchdown. On the last play, Keith Jones faked the reverse. Metcalf keeps it. Metcalf down the sideline, cuts back to use a blocker at the 5, touchdown!
After conceding 56 points last week, the Bucs conceded 42 today. Final score, Cleveland 42, Tampa 31. Visiting the House of Pain is never much fun, and after last week's loss to the Browns, the Oilers came into this game angry, which made the Lions' visit to Houston even less palatable. June Jones, the Lions' new offensive coordinator, called the plays last year for Houston, but today it was his good friend Jerry Glanville, the head coach of the Oilers, who came out on top 35-31. The Rams, after a 5-0 start to the season, suddenly find themselves 5-3. Today at the Metrodome, they will find it hard to stop the slide, where the Vikings, with their #1 rated defense, have won 9 in a row. The Rams held the Vikings offense 6 times within their own 20-yard line, Rich Carlos kicking field goals on each occasion. Then the Rams, trailing 18-7, mounted a comeback in the fourth quarter.
Touchdown, they can make 2 with Henry Ellard wide open in the end zone. 32 seconds left to play. Back to Bell. Touchdown, Rams.
With just 21 seconds remaining, Wade Wilson found Hassan Jones with his Hail Mary pass to set up Rich Carlos for a game-tying field goal.
And at the same time, tie the NFL record held by Jim Bakken with his 7th field goal of the day. Yes, sir. From 40 yards.
So the game went into overtime. The Rams, on their first possession, were forced to punt.
Hatcher back to punt to Leo Lewis. Vikings block it. They're going to win in overtime. Mike Merriweather.
The call was a safety, which gave victory to the Vikings, 23-21. The Jets had scored only 1 offensive touchdown in 52 possessions. Today they faced improving divisional rivals, the Patriots, and it went down to the wire. New England starting quarterback Steve Grogan went out injured, and surprisingly, it was ex-Raider Mark Wilson, not Doug Flutie, who replaced him. He threw a touchdown pass to Cedric Jones with 3:01 left in the game to give the Patriots a 2-point lead. Then the Jets took it downfield with time running out, and Pat Leahy kicked a 22-yard field goal to give them their 2nd win of the year. Final score, 27-26, Jets. The Bills came into this game confident of extending their lead at the top of the AFC East at the expense of the lowly Falcons. Jim Kelly, back from a shoulder injury, made an impressive start for the Bills.
Kelly going deep, wide open. He's got Andre Reed at the 30. He takes it in, going out of bounds at the 25. Kelly will work out of the shotgun with 4 wide receivers. Kelly over the middle, touchdown Buffalo, James Lofton.
In the second quarter, the Falcons fought back.
3rd and goal for Atlanta. Jones behind center, Heller the tight end in motion. It's Keith Jones over the top, touchdown Falcons. Throwing on 1st and 5, going deep, he's got Dixon, touchdown Atlanta!
That touchdown gave the Falcons a 17-14 lead, which Paul McFadden extended with a field goal before Thurman Thomas capped a 71-yard drive for the Bills with this 2-yard touchdown. With less than 2 minutes to go, the Falcons again took the lead.
9-man defensive front for the Bills. Keith Jones goes airborne, he's in, touchdown Atlanta! At the 7. He's got brilliant speed. Beebe up the middle. There he goes across the 40. To the 50. No flags down. Deion Sanders catches up from behind. Kennebrew. He's in. Touchdown, Buffalo.
So in the dying seconds with the score 28-27, Chris Miller had a final chance to set up Paul McFadden for a game-winning field goal.
He's going deep, looking for Bailey, who takes it in. Inside the 35, all the way down to the 33-yard line. It's on its way. It's got the direction. It's good.
Paul McFadden also kicked a 54-yard field goal today, breaking my old record of 53 yards. So congratulations, Paul. Final score, 30-28, Atlanta. The Seahawks haven't beaten the Chiefs in Kansas City since 1981, and the league's leading rusher, Christian Okoye, wanted it to stay that way. And it did, as he gained 126 yards. It was his 6th 100-yard game of the season. He also scored a touchdown as he lifted the Chiefs to victory, 20-10. So a big win for the Chiefs. Their division rivals, the Raiders, today took on the Cincinnati Bengals. And as a treat for you avid football fans who are still awake, we're now going to bring you bonus coverage from that game. We join the action on the first play of the game. The Raiders are in possession. It's 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Our commentators are Merlin Olsen and Charlie Jones.
Fake of a pitch out to Bo Jackson. Has plenty of time. Goes deep. Has his man. It is complete at the 18-yard line.
Charlie, I don't think he caught that pass. That's Willie Gault, but I think Gault came down on the football. If we can see the end of the play, Schrader showing you the strength of that arm. That's one of the reasons they're excited to get him. And Phillips, no match for the speed of Willie Gault. But watch the end of the play. It looked to me like the ball came loose as Gault falls on it on the ground. He's got it. No,
he has it underneath him, but he hasn't.
He has control of the football. What a way to start a ball game. That is vertical passing game, 63 yards. Schrader comes out with a bang.
Quiets the critics immediately. And of course the play is reviewed. The ball just outside the 17-yard line. It stands. It is 1st down for the Raiders. And the fullback carries Steve Smith. Raiders offense. The Raiders have an offensive line that is beginning to operate on all cylinders. Backs and receivers, the change that we've seen is number 13, Jay Schrader, starting at quarterback. On 3rd and long, Bo Jackson comes out because he probably carried on the first 2 downs. Vance Mueller replaces him. The fullback and tight end, they also come out. Mike Alexander and Tim Ware come in as additional wide receivers. Second and 6. Here's Bo. 11-yard line. Flag is down, and while we sort that out, let's check the defense. Cincinnati has an undersized but very quick defensive front. They'll have their hands full with Bo Jackson today and also with Schrader. In some passing situations, 3 of the 4 linebackers will come out. Skip McClendon joins the front 4. Bussey and Jackson join a secondary that has a mixture of big hitters and pure speed. The penalty against the Raiders takes the ball back outside to the 23-yard line.
68, Wilkerson draws the holding call, and that moves the ball back. Here's Wilkerson. Ball back with 2nd and about 16, Charlie?
2nd and 16, yes.